Hello, once again. Now, this is going to be my final episode review for Season 5 before my extended review for the two-part finale. This episode, the main attraction, is one that I was really concerned about initially. Hold on, it seems like we got an interruption. Hey, Grandpa. Say hello to the internet.
Hello.
Yeah, don't mind. I'm sort of doing this on a busy day. Anyways, now where was I? Oh yes, Lena Hall is the one who guest stars in this episode. Now let me get my head straight. I'll put together what many people have already said about this episode, how similar this concept is to an episode of The Simpsons. The main attraction, written by Amy Keating Rogers, might seem like an original idea, but I found the story to be similar in concept to an episode of The Simpsons called Lisa Goes Gaga. And in many ways, that episode's concept is pretty dang similar to this episode, which, since both star a celebrity and both episodes offer that celebrity to be a vain, materialistic, and in many ways outdated sense of pop music flair. But I judged this episode on its own merits because it doesn't matter if a certain idea has been done before. What matters is what can be new that's brought to the idea. And as much as I hate Lisa Goes Gaga, I fully loved this episode. So let's get to the story. The story revolves around Applejack trying to get some charity money for some charity that I forgot by putting on a musical showcase with her friends. And turns out Pinkie Pie manages to hire the biggest pop star in Equestria, and turns out it's not Sapphire Shores. I would have liked her to show up, but she wasn't necessary. Instead, it's Countess Coloratura, played by Broadway actress and Tony Award winner Lena Hall. And if you don't know who Lena Hall is, she ruled the freaking world in 2014. She won a Tony Award, and during her acceptance speech, she actually said friendship is magic. And the day after she made that acceptance speech, she was announced to have recorded some lines for a My Little Pony episode. So naturally, we didn't know what episode she would appear in. Well, this one is it. Anyways, Lena Hall's character, Countess Coloratura, turns out she actually has known Applejack when they were fillies, when they were at a friendship camp, which I guess is like a Girl Scout camp. But turns out Coloratura has changed since Applejack has met her last. Whereas Coloratura was a very honest, sweet, good girl with an excellent singing voice, she's now a vain, materialistic, Lady Gaga-esque artist who's constantly ordered around by her manager, Sven Gallop, played by some guy named Colin. I forgot his last name. But anyways, Sven Gallop is pretty much like your typical Hollywood agent, always wanting her to put on this fake diva persona rather than act like she really is. Which naturally angers Applejack, and it gets her to try to convince Coloratura to return to her roots rather than to keep up this diva image and make songs that use an insane amount of auto-tune. Now, here's one of the main criticisms that I thought I'd have with the episode are the songs, because the song called The Spectacle is one that's a big auto-tune fest. And I get what it was trying to do. I know it's supposed to be irritating, and it's supposed to use an overly huge amount of wubbing and auto-tune and stuff that you'd find in really bad remixes of songs, but that doesn't change the fact that it's ear poison. Especially when you compare that song to other songs in the episode, like Magic in My Heart, which plays in the episode's finale. Magic in My Heart is an excellent song, and ever since I first heard it back in the San Diego Comic-Con animation reel, well, not really animation reel, it's storyboard reel, I didn't know how it would look months later when the animation was finished, and let me tell you, in that final musical number, the animation is utterly incredible. You see unicorns putting on the lighter effect, except with their horns. The camera shifts around and moves through the crowd and zooms up on Lena when it absolutely needs to. The emotion in Lena Hall's voice throughout the episode is absolutely brilliant. I mean, she's a Broadway star, you'd kind of expect it. But not only is her singing voice surprisingly good, but her speaking voice is surprisingly excellent as well. Who knew Broadway stars can actually pull off good voice acting? Well, I guess that was kind of obvious. Not only that, but Sven Gallup pulls on an interesting type of antagonist. He's not an evil guy who's being as cruel as he is for the hell of it. He's in many ways a typical Hollywood agent who really only cares about the popularity of his star, and therefore the popularity of him as an agent. And in many respects, I find him similar to the Hollywood agent from Bolt. And he gets a comeuppance that's about as satisfying as the Bolt Hollywood agent gets. The message in this episode was actually one that was unexpected. It's more about shedding away a diva persona that you have for yourself, or in many ways just an alternate persona, and being true to yourself and acting like the person you really are. That doesn't seem like a message towards kids. It seems more like a message towards celebrities. And in many respects, the moral is pulled off so well, it's what the Lisa meets Gaga episode should have ended on. Rather than Lisa being as materialistic and outdated and diva-esque as Gaga is, she should have taught Gaga that she should have been true to herself, and she should have acted the way she does normally, rather than put on a diva persona 24/7. Now, with a good story, great writing, a surprisingly excellent musical number, and possibly one of the best celebrity voice talents done this whole season in Lena Hall. She's right up there with Weird Al Yankovic from Pinky Pride. I give this episode a 9 out of 10. One more thing. This is the last episode that was written by Amy Keating Rogers, one of my favorite writers in the entire series. So I just wanted to say this one thing before I close this review. Amy, if you're listening, thank you. Thank you so much for offering us so much entertainment, so much comedy, and so many heartwarming moments. You're an excellent writer, and you've been that way ever since I first saw you back in the very first normal episode of My Little Pony, the Ticketmaster. And through so many other episodes, Crusaders of the Lost Mark, Applebuck Season, The Best Night Ever, Fall Weather Friends, Mystery on the Friendship Express. Throughout all those episodes, you taught me why I love this series so much. And it's going to be sad to see you go. So, goodbye. I miss you, I will miss you, and good luck on your future endeavors. I'll see you next week for the big finale.